Everyone knows heart health is vital. Yet more than 600,000 Americans die of heart disease every year, or 1 in every 4 deaths, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. By arming yourself with information about nutrition, fitness, and lifestyle choices, you can reduce your risk for heart disease. If you want to make your workday a bit better, just turn to coffee. That's according to a survey where coffee was identified as key to securing some of Office's best business deals, improving networking, and giving office workers a feeling of being at their best. The survey showed that around 89% of participants said a good cup of coffee makes their entire workday even better. Global travel is a necessity in today's business world, which means there are a lot of travelers who spend hours each week sitting on flights. However, it doesn't mean that productivity has to stop. Rather than staring at the back of the seat in front of you each flight, give your brain a workout by reading. The kitchen is the most typical gathering place for friends and family. So it stands to reason that it should have the best lighting in the house. Additionally, good lighting design makes kitchens more functional, enjoyable, relaxing and, thus, suitable for entertaining. As healthcare costs continue to increase, employees are turning to voluntary benefits like accident, critical illness, and hospital plans as a way to fill in coverage gaps. In fact, according to a report, nearly 88% of workers agree they consider voluntary benefits an important part of a comprehensive benefits package. It's in every living cell, tissue, and organ, and it's second only to oxygen as the thing we need most to survive: pure, clean water. We can't live without it, and we can't live well without enough of it. We are constantly in need of water as we lose water with every breath and every activity of the body. We are especially at risk for dehydration when we exercise or we are ill. This is when dehydration, even mild dehydration, can take its toll, causing you to feel tired and drained of energy. The volatility of Mother Nature this year has served as a reminder that electric and gas bills can get out of hand quickly, especially when a home isn't properly weatherized. The U.S. Department of Energy suggests homeowners spend nearly 50% of their utility bills on space heating and cooling, with heating accounting for the largest portion of money spent. For the vast majority of the 10,000 or so baby boomers who are turning 65 every day for the next 15 years, remaining in their home or aging in place is a necessity, one that may hinge on how retrofitted their home is for health, safety, and comfort. You need to plan for reduced eyesight, poorer balance, diminished flexibility, and less energy for upkeep, said designer and home improvement expert John Goodman. Making upgrades now to accommodate changing needs can make the difference between staying in your home or having to move. Could it be that taking a holistic approach to your and your children's health may be a way to go? According to a variety of experts, the answer is yes. In fact, many experts believe that the big picture view of fit living, that is, more than just getting enough exercise, can actually help improve your overall quality of life. In today's health-conscious times, chances are you read the labels of grocery items at the store before tossing them into your cart. And if you've ever accidentally shrunk a favorite sweater, it's a safe bet you check clothing labels before putting them in the washing machine. But when was the last time you checked the label when purchasing light bulbs? Coins jangling in a pocket is likely to be a thing of the past if companies that promote virtual currency have anything to say about it. The attraction of using virtual currency stems from massive credit card hacks to retailers, such as Home Depot and Target, all of which have raised questions among consumers about how safe their personal information is. There is no doubt the economy is healthier than it has been in quite some time. One has only to look to the news to discern that the U.S. is in the midst of an economic growth spurt. Underscoring a strengthening economy is that as of last month, according to the U.S. Department of Labor, 3 million more Americans were earning paychecks compared with 12 months ago. And yet, even as unemployment rates are at an all-time low and at levels not seen A train rumbling down the tracks is an iconic part of America's landscape. For many, it represents economic empowerment, a way for businesses to efficiently transport goods to market. America's increased energy production offers a good example of how rail is contributing to a growing economy. Though still a relatively small part of overall rail traffic, crude oil has increased as a percentage of rail cargo, and oil trains have become more common. By gaining a better understanding of the allergies caused by pets, you may be able to find a healthier coexistence with your furry friend. According to a survey, 62% of American households have at least one pet. Yet, an estimated 31 million Americans are allergic to animals, including up to 30% of those who have asthma. For over 30 years, the Weather Channel has inspired viewers to explore, investigate, and appreciate how it's amazing out there by providing the latest weather information for the modern era. The network continues to explore this connection with its newest original primetime series, Brainstormers, where weather will be both the teacher and the enemy. There are many things parents teach their kids before sending them off to college. Protecting their personal information and being aware of identity theft can go overlooked. According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, more than 16 million people were victims of identity theft in 2012, which resulted in more than $24 billion in lost money. As boomers retire from their jobs at unprecedented rates in the U.S., you'd think they'd be spending their free time with friends, lingering over the morning newspaper and coffee, or taking January vacations in a warm place. But many seniors are finding themselves in a predicament that few anticipate in retirement: parenting for a second time. Census reports indicate that 2.7 million grandparents are responsible for their grandchildren. $30 million to $40 million? That's how many children are involved in organized sports in the course of 1 year, according to the Center for Kids First. In fact, for many moms and dads, playing on a football, soccer, or little league team is an important rite of passage for children. However, some parents are overlooking the significance of recognizing, managing, and preventing sports-related injuries and health conditions. It's not easy being green. Much of what we purchase to feed our daily habits comes in extraneous packaging better suited to surgery than snacking. While growing eco-consciousness has yielded no shortage of products to help you avoid wastefulness, the simplest solution is to find ways to do it yourself. Sports-related injuries are common and, when an athlete is hurt, care follows a proven, long-standing protocol of rehabilitation. But what happens when impact occurs to the head, face or jaw and, at the time, no immediate injury is diagnosed? Weeks, months or even years later, many of these players begin to experience headaches or migraines, estimated to impact 50 million people in the U.S. to some degree. With the dollar stronger against the euro than it has been in years, many Americans are considering a European vacation this year. More than 11.4 million Americans visited Europe in 2014, according to the U.S. Department of Commerce, which predicts greater numbers in 2015. More importantly, over half of those Americans traveled in the summer, contributing to crowded museums, attractions, and restaurants during the hottest time of the year. There are many things that American healthcare professionals do well, but transitioning patients from hospital to home still isn't one of them. From anxiety about at-home care to confusion with instructions and medications, to lack of appropriate equipment, coupled with little to no communication between doctors and patients, it's no wonder that hospital readmission rates remained at an all-time high, according to a 2012 report from the Alliance of Community Health Plans. For years, the military has worried that an over-reliance on prescription painkillers was putting both veterans and active duty troops at risk of addiction, serious adverse reactions to the drugs, and accidental death. The problem was found to be greatest among veterans returning from Iraq and Afghanistan, particularly those with post-traumatic stress disorder, who, according to a recent study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, may have been given inappropriate prescriptions for opioids in a misguided attempt to quickly relieve their suffering. Plumbing projects can seem daunting to many homeowners, and when done incorrectly, they can be messy and disastrous to your property. In addition, poorly performed plumbing repairs can be expensive. You may spend more money on a plumber who has to fix your mistakes in addition to repairing the initial problem. Most homeowners are capable of fixing a simple leak, at least enough to prevent further damage until a plumber arrives. Early detection is the key, and several products are available that are designed to help identify small leaks before they become big problems. It's scary to imagine a life without proper plumbing. In fact, most people seem to take modern-day plumbing for granted. But the plumbing industry has grown by leaps and bounds throughout the years. Before the introduction of modern-day plumbing luxuries such as sewage drainage and disposal systems, flushing toilets and water treatment systems, diseases ran rampant due to the lack of clean water. Running a community association can be a rewarding but difficult task, a minefield for even the most savvy, seasoned, and well-intentioned arbiter. Federal, state, and local laws are changed, passed, or modified, buildings age, interest rates are as solid as a two-celebrity marriage, budgets, insurance companies, and community elections present their own challenges. If you are one of the more than 66 million Americans who live in a homeowners association or condominium, you might be thinking of becoming a board member, or perhaps you already serve on an association board. Either way, educating yourself is of paramount importance to you, your neighbors, and community. Cataracts cloud the natural crystalline lens in the eye, and typically progress slowly, causing vision loss, and can be potentially blinding if left untreated. Cataract surgery is one of the most common and safest procedures in the U.S., with more than 3 million surgeries expected to be done each year from 2014 to 2016, and that number is expected to grow as the population ages. In fact, as new technologies become available that can significantly improve vision, today's boomers are even opting to have the procedure done earlier in life so they can maintain their healthy, active lifestyles. Water damage is the second most common reason for homeowners to file claims with their insurance companies. Only home fires are associated with more damage and more claims. Water damage can stem from a variety of sources, including leaking water heaters, ruptured washing machine hoses, leaky pipes, and failed plumbing systems. These leaks can cause flooding that can stain ceilings, warp floors, and destroy personal property anywhere in the home. The high cost of home insurance can seem like one more financial hurdle to homeowners, but a solid home insurance policy doesn't have to break the bank. Several factors can impact how much you pay for home insurance, including the age and size of your home, and whether you live in an area prone to natural disasters, such as fires, storms, and flooding. In fact, water damage is one of the largest sources of insurance claims, so making a proactive effort to monitor leaks and minimize the possibility of water damage can help reduce your home insurance premiums. While many people are aware of the basic tenets of good oral care, thousands of people still don't floss their teeth, and they lie about it. According to a new national survey, more than a quarter, 27%, of U.S. adults admit they lie to their dentists about how often they floss their teeth. Along with twice daily brushing and receiving an annual comprehensive periodontal evaluation, daily flossing is a critical component in the prevention of periodontal disease, commonly referred to as gum disease. Did you know that you start to lose muscle at a mere 30 years of age? Whether we like it or not, muscle starts to degenerate with each decade of life. This age-related muscle loss, known as sarcopenia, springs from many factors, including inactivity, inadequate protein, and increased levels of the regulatory protein myostatin, which impedes muscle growth. Clinical studies have shown that high levels of myostatin can lead to reduced muscle mass. Even the most minor of accidents, such as a broken arm, can lead to temporary loss of income and the inability to pay normal living expenses. Supplemental insurance, like accident insurance, can help consumers stay ahead of the medical and out-of-pocket expenses that may add up quickly after an injury, allowing consumers and their families to focus on recovery, not finances. Water is a limited and essential resource, but too many people are unaware of how much is wasted. Believe it or not, the average American family uses more than 300 gallons of water each day, and 70% of that water is used inside the home. Unfortunately, much of that water is wasted without a homeowner's knowledge. Water leaks are among the main sources of wasted water in the home, accounting for as much as 13.7% of a household's water use. That's more than the top household water uses, which include taking a shower, running the dishwasher, or doing laundry. When it comes to getting fit, many consider cardio exercise the best solution. But strength training is also an essential part of any comprehensive exercise routine. Strength training can boost cardio health, burn calories and fat, and put you on the fast track for fitness success. It's no surprise that strength training was listed as a top fitness trend for both men and women by the American College of Sports Medicine. You're getting older, and those day-to-day tasks that never took a second thought are becoming more difficult. Your kids are urging you to downsize and move to an apartment in a senior living community where everything would be on one level, but that's the last thing you want to do. After all, home is where your heart is, and it's where you want to stay. Fortunately for today's seniors, there are many devices that make aging easier and safer. Summer is not just about backyard barbecues and lazy days. It's also prime time for Mother Nature to flex her considerable muscle in the form of tornadoes and hurricanes. In fact, tornado season has already taken its toll on human life and property, and if history is any indicator, we're looking at more of the same through June. People who worry about financing a college education for children or grandchildren have got plenty of company. More than 70% of parents with children under 18 say that paying for college is their top financial concern, according to Gallup's 2001 to 2015 Economic and Personal Finance Survey. Young adults are worried too. Asked by Gallup to identify the top financial problem facing their families, more than 1 in 5 respondents aged 18 to 29 said it was paying tuition or college loans. Although hunting season may still be a couple of months away, now is the time to start checking things off your hunting to-do list. After all, no matter how you slice it, there is a lot of work that goes into getting ready for the season. Thankfully, for today's hunter, things have changed drastically from previous decades. It used to be that hunters slept in tents, heated tin cans of beans over an open fire, wore puffy down parkas to keep warm, and stayed near paved roads in case they needed help. If current trends hold, 1 in 5 Americans will have diabetes by 2025, and 1 in 3 by about a generation after that. So says the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which rightly calls the figures alarming. But when you think about our lifestyles, too often sedentary, with unhealthy diets, should we really be that surprised? When you think of your favorite accessories, the items you reach for again and again, what words come to mind? Easy, convenient, and portable, to name a few. When shopping for accessories for day-to-day use, special events, or business travel, several key factors stand out. Keep some of these points in mind to help you identify accessories that will make your life easier. Summer. The word rolls off the tongue and sounds so relaxing and soothing to the senses. And nothing is more soothing in the summer than swimming. At the very least, there's certainly nothing more refreshing than a quick trip to the pool. Indeed, with temperatures at their peak and vacations in high gear, it's prime time to take advantage of a resort pool or plan a trip to your favorite beach and enjoy one of America's favorite summer pastimes, swimming. These days, there are a myriad of ways to get your company's message out, if you have the dollars to pay for it. The problem is that small, niche companies need the same exposure, if not more, than the Fortune 500 companies, but are hamstrung by limited resources. Fortunately, advertising doesn't have to be exclusively PR-centric, but can be a blend of traditional and effective strategies, according to PR News. Few things in life are certain, but chances are there will be at least one health event that requires hospitalization and, following that, rehabilitation. While hospitals provide an array of services that can help, most people prefer to get well in the comfort of their own home. Although beneficial in the recovery process, home care can also have its own distinct obstacles. Couple that with the patient's fears and struggles of what's to come in the weeks and months ahead, and it can create a perfect storm for both patients and caregivers. It is a medical reality we hate to admit. As we age, the risk of osteoporosis increases. According to the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, 10 million adults now have the disease. Another 18 million are at risk. Bones contain living tissue that naturally regenerates on a regular basis. Osteoporosis occurs when these bones are no longer able to recreate tissue as fast as it is lost. The result is a loss of bone density and strength. If you experience joint discomfort, you're not alone. No matter how active you are, joint problems are one of the most common reasons for doctor's visits and will affect most of us as we age. A registered dietitian and certified strength and conditioning specialist says there is a lot you can do to help yourself, beginning with a healthy diet. What you eat can have a big impact on joint inflammation, cartilage breakdown, and bone formation. The entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well, but many Americans are still hesitant to become their own boss. While there are many avenues Americans can take to pursue passions and gain control of their career, one often overlooked possibility is being an independent sales agent. Independent sales agents have the benefit of being able to work autonomously while still being a part of an established organization. It would seem that public hygiene protocol is not something easily forgotten, since it is a standard taught since kindergarten, underscored in middle school, and essential to get your college diploma. Yet there are times, more often than we'd like to admit, that we may know the do's and don'ts of social proprieties, but choose not to embrace them. The holidays are quickly approaching, and lots of people gift their loved ones boxes of gourmet chocolates. However, can dogs eat chocolate? Of course they can't. So, how do we include our cherished furry family members in this loving tradition? What does a box of chocolates look like for a dog? Or more importantly, what does it smell like? If, like most business travelers these days, you are in the air more than in your home or office, it's important to be able to stay comfortable and connected while logging all those miles. While you may be inclined to tackle the stack of pesky emails that continue to pile up, experts say that instead of trying to get a fickle Wi-Fi connection to work while you're en route, a better use of your time might be to rest, relax, and recharge. Unfortunate habits, like biting your nails, playing with your hair, or picking at your face can work against that clean, sophisticated image you desire. These habits are also a way that unwanted grime, oils, and bacteria can spread from different areas on your body and eventually onto any object you touch. Do your best to keep your hands away from the top half of your body whenever possible,